Hey y'all, good evening, and welcome to MiSpot, where we balance, heal, and activate who we truly are. All right, I don't know if I've been very clear, I guess, I guess, um, what my intentions are. Of course, there's a lot that I am continuing to learn, but my purpose for creating a channel and just moving in the direction of practicing my spirituality and being a healer and ultimately a powerful manifester. I just want to be able to teach people or share what I have learned when it comes to turning pain into power, or turning pain into purpose, or even turning pain into profit. I could go on and on about the details, but those who get it, get it. I am definitely, I think, a pretty great communicator. I'm not perfect with my words by any means. I probably never will be. But understanding how to use my words effectively, particularly telling the truth as much as I possibly can. But I've learned that the way that I speak and the way that I talk, I have been able to take things in my mind and bring them to fruition. And that is something that I want to teach. But I know that there's a lot of basics and foundation that has to happen when it comes to getting people to that place. It's really tough for a lot of people to speak or speak up or tell the truth. Many people are running from the truth. So, there's so many layers and levels to it all, but I like to consider myself a shadow work shaman because I've realized that when you learn how to take pain and allow it to fuel you, and this is not in some obsessive way, of course, my motto is life is about balance, but to learn how to take that energy and not dwell and focus on the lack and the loss and what didn't happen or whatever, and you learn to just redirect it. This is not easy, okay? But you learn to redirect it into another place. And this is something I wrote down earlier. You'll find that sometimes you can move further, faster, alone or by yourself. I don't want to call it alone because I know for sure that we are never alone. But I've learned that sometimes you can just kind of drop the dead weight and you feel it lift, and you can just move faster and further, faster by yourself. So sometimes we tend to, especially if we are hurt or heartbroken or disappointed, we have a tendency to dwell on it, not saying that it doesn't hurt, not discounting that it doesn't take time. But sometimes I do think that if we're not intentional with setting time aside to dig in and apply our faith in the face of a challenge, even if it's 1% of the time, if you continue to try to do that gradually, incrementally, consistently, you will probably see shift faster than you would if you was just to continue to sit and dwell on what didn't happen, what didn't go right, what you lost. Just, you know what I mean? So, There is a very powerful energy of transformation in the air. Something new, like definitely a new self. It's like an energy of self-love. It's like you've awakened to a new self, a new part of you, a new version of you, a new chapter, new episode, new book. But let me just go ahead and ground us really quickly. Go ahead and sit back and relax and begin taking deep breaths in through the nose and long breaths out through the mouth. Already feel vibrations. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And just allow yourself to continue to breathe in and out. And with each exhale, allow yourself to release all tension, stress, tightness, frustration, confusion. Just allow ourselves to let it go. Every exhale, release. Breathing in and breathing out. And allow ourselves to get more and more grounded and centered as we reconnect with the earth, bringing our awareness to our crown, located at the top of our heads. And just imagine the crown of your head just radiating with a golden light of clarity, of truth, of consciousness, patience, love, divinity, connection. And allow this loving light to run down over you from head all the way down over your face and shoulders and the back of your neck. Just allow this warm light to help melt away all tension with every exhale. So as you scan your body from head all the way down to your toes, allow that warm golden light to calm you, and just continue to breathe and release wherever you feel fit, whether it be in your shoulders, in your face, in your back. Just allow yourself to check in as you allow this warming energy that heals you and soothes you as it moves over your body, running down over your heart space, down your arms and out through your fingertips, back up into your heart and down your torso, clearing out any blockages, allowing us to feel safe and secure in our lower chakras as we reconnect to Mother Earth. Allowing her to receive our tension from the day and just release any toxicity, low vibrational energies, fears, shame, guilt, earth to take it and place it into her warm red core to be alchemized and returned to us as love and light from the divine. Breathing in and breathing out. Allow yourself to continue to breathe and reconnect to the earth until you feel safe, grounded, and fully secure and supported. Breathing in and breathing out. And when you're ready, we thank Mother Earth for always being our source of grounding. We thank you to our spirit teams who have already entered our space and protected us and securing us with their love and helping us to guide through this evening as we set the intentions under the new moon in Scorpio to move into our transformation, our new self, knowing our worth, knowing our value, knowing what we deserve, and allowing this energy of the moon to propel us, pushing us further towards more peace and prosperity. When you're ready, slowly bring your awareness back to the room by wiggling your toes or fluttering your fingers. And when you're ready, open your eyes. I hope that feels really, really, really good. Okay. I'm not going to do too much talking. I kind of touched a little bit. I'll just say that it does appear that there could be some love here, okay? Possibly some love messages, or maybe you're feeling love. Maybe you are open to new love. Maybe you are open to love in general. Maybe you're feeling more love for yourself. There's definitely a big feeling energy around self-love. Like you could be embracing who you are and what you've done and your accomplishments. You could be also coming through a phase where you may feel like, or may have felt that you were alone, or like nobody around you understood, where you just kind of had to like tap into spirit, just you and God and the universe and your spirit guides, your archangels, guardian angels, like just your spirit team, okay, connected to the highest source, love, light, God, okay, high energy, high frequency, high vibration, those spirits. You may feel like you have it's just been you and them and your spirit team, and I'm here to say we have to be okay with that. Not being okay with that leans towards codependency, and we are healing and releasing codependency. I think as a collective we are learning to lick our own wounds and like recover ourselves before we go back out. So you could feel like, people around you may not understand how you feel, or you may feel like you don't have anybody to talk to and you just have to talk to spirit, and that's okay. That's okay. I highly encourage, when we're feeling that way, at least I'm trying to remind myself even, is to connect more. So to me that means like more meditation, okay? And if you are new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I know that the folks that know me personally can definitely resonate with what I'm feeling or what I'm speaking about, or understand what I'm talking about. But I know that some folks could be new, and this could be all new language. This is water, by the way. But what was I saying? I forgot. But you could be feeling, you could be feeling like, people don't understand what you're talking about, or you're kind of by yourself and things like that. And I think that's okay. Meditation, the reason why meditation works is because meditation allows us to be still, to be present. And when we're able to be still, we can hear. When we're able to quiet the mind, we can truly hear what's important. So we allow ourselves to set intention, to take time to be still, to tap into our spirit, tap into our higher self. And when we give that voice space and place to speak, or that we are intentional with actually just listening and being present with what comes in. Sometimes it could be clairaudient. It could be something that you could feel. It could be something that you might even smell it. It could be definitely, clairaudient is hearing, but let's see, feel, taste, smell. That would mean that taste, but you just never know. But or just like a knowing. That's it. You get this knowing, but those things you're developing. And so when we make more time to meditate, it allows us to allow that voice to speak. And so once we make room for that voice to speak, then as we move further, we're more aware. Our consciousness has elevated just because we set the intention to allow that moment. And so you instantly can raise your vibration by listening to your higher self, your higher voice. Okay. And when you raise your consciousness, you raise your awareness. So you see things more clearly. You see more things. You see the connections in things more clearly. We tend to learn how to regulate our emotions, where we are not jumping to conclusions or being reactive or impulsive. And I think that that's something that a group of us are also learning, is to regulate our emotions. I actually heard a doctor say that looking back, if he could tell people like the best thing to do for their health, he was a neuroscientist or a neurosurgeon. He basically operated on the brain, and he said that he would tell people to learn to regulate their emotions. And that's what meditation can do for us. When we allow ourselves to sit and to breathe and to block out and to tune in to connect to that divine consciousness, okay? Your highest self, the Holy Spirit, okay? Allow ourselves to connect to that and pull that energy to us and through us, and allow ourselves to be a vessel. You start to hear things, you start to feel things, and you start to just be more connected. And so as you go out into the world, things, they look different. They look different, and you see things beyond the surface. So I could go on and on and on about that, but I just wanted to share that you could be in that space where you know that you've moved, you know that you have shifted, and you know that there are some things and maybe even some people that you have left behind or have to leave behind. Take these off. And you may feel like you have felt alone. I think this is a time where we actually just can dig our heels in just a little deeper, especially with this Scorpio energy. Scorpio, to me, can be very confident. I just learned the last few years that Scorpio is a water sign. I would have not thought that. People say a lot of things about Scorpios. I have great Scorpios in my life, and I have great relationships with them, men and women. But I also realize what Scorpio, now I know what Scorpio means and does for me. So I'm here to share. Allow yourself to transform, allow the transformation, allow the new you, allow the next you, the next level you. And as you allow it, to give yourself a boost, and this is what we want to do under this new moon, is to thank ourselves and appreciate ourselves for the accomplishments that we have made. Internal, external, personal, professional, any area of life, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, emotionally. I was trying to remember. Just be proud of yourself. And it could look something like, I have accomplished several goals in the past, and I will continue to accomplish more of my goals in the future. It could be, I am a boss. I am a professional. I am a master manifester. I am a master of self. I know who I am and whose I am. I know that my visions are for nothing and that I have a divine purpose. I know that I'm here for more and there's a meaning to my life. I know that I deserve love, peace, and happiness, and to experience joy. I know that prosperity and abundance are for me and my birthright. That kind of like knowing, like I said, just not just what you want to speak and manifest, but like, I'm very well accomplished. I can take care of myself. I'm successful. I'm independent. I'm fine. I have a big, beautiful heart. I have a warm and comforting spirit. I've learned, I've lived, I've fallen, I've gotten up. Like, give yourself a pat on the back and allow yourself to step into these new shoes, where I'm confident in who I am and what what I've accomplished, to get here. Like, look back who you were 3 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, 5 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, looking back and giving yourself a pat on the back for how far you've come. Okay? And allow that energy to push us forward, because now we're at the next level. We're on the new timeline. Okay? And now we can, we can use that to propel us forward, because the reality is that things have ended. Okay, right? We know that a lot of things have ended. This is the year of the number 8. This year has cleared out a lot of things that we needed cleared out. Maybe we couldn't clear out ourselves, or maybe we know now how to clear things out. And the year is not over, and so I think as we go into the last couple months of the year with the holidays and things like that, it could bring some things to the surface and really clear this thing out before we move into next year. So be ready for that divine intervention and like that divine timing to start pouring in, especially if you've been doing the work. Next year it'll be that completion, that divine completion, and so you'll start to see the abundance and the overflow and receiving from the universe. So like I said, there are definitely a lot of shifts, and sometimes when we get a little down or bummed out or beating ourselves up, it's probably because we're literally like right at our breaking point before we move into the next thing. And we tend to sometimes, get upset, or I know I do, not upset, but more like and you kind of want to fall back into this victim mentality, like, oh, woe is me, why me? And it's like, no, I ain't never been a sucker. Like, I can handle it. And so, but you do get to this place where you want to feel sorry for yourself, or you want somebody to feel sorry for you. But if you feel like you're by yourself, then you want to feel sorry for yourself. So then we convince ourselves that, oh, nobody cares. And it's like, no, everything is fine. You are moving forward. Every day does not look the same. Some days are meant for rest, and that's okay. Just as long as we feel and believe and know in reality that we are moving forward and upward. Okay, we're not moving in circles, definitely not downward spirals. And we, some folks may stay on a certain plane, some folks may go down, but if we're here on assignment, we are ascending. And the ascension could look like this. Healing is not linear, but we are definitely moving upward. Okay, all right, I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna just kind of dive into this. So I'll say, here at MiSpot, we do offer services. We can start with a personal reading. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a tarot reader, but I do have tarot cards. And I have my own feelings about that energy, I guess. I do like them, but I think there's a time and a place for them. And I also think that, like, they kind of go in circles. That's how I feel. And so I'd rather kind of focus on, like, okay, we can see what the drama is doing, but let's see how we're going to fix it. Not fix it, heal it, or do better, I guess. We can only fix ourselves. So, but that would be more like healing. Okay. So we can start with, we do personal readings. I do have love. I have a few decks for sure. But we ultimately are here to balance, heal, and activate our true selves. And we do that through different modalities such as Reiki, hypnotherapy, spiritual coaching, sound baths, meditations, guided meditations, several other modalities. There's programs where we bundle a bunch of things together. So if you're interested in something like that, please let me know. If anything that I'm saying resonates with you, please like, comment, share, and or subscribe. It helps me to know, know that we're resonating or we're on target, and to continue to pick up on that frequency if it's definitely giving the collective or those of us who need to hear the messages what we need to move forward, okay, and to grow. What else? I think that's it. I had something else, but all right, I'm gonna go ahead and pull. So I like this Moonology deck. I don't know what I did. Moonology Oracle cards. So, like I mentioned, this full moon in Scorpio, full of transformation. And so in a year like this, the number 8, I think it's going to be pretty powerful. So let me just go ahead and set the tone. Holy Spirit, ancestors of love and divine and healing light, please protect us as we download the messages for our best and highest good. Anything that's not for our best and highest good is to be closed shut, lock, and block that door in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, Spirit, what are the messages that you want us to know under this Scorpio new moon? Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. Okay. So there's some fire out here. Okay, so we're being encouraged to be practical. We're letting go of pride, releasing pride, ego. I was just telling us to move into ego, but ego in a healthy way. So, you know, using our ego in a healthy way is to allow it to push us through fears when we can tell ourselves that we can do things in reality, you know, realistically, that we can do things. Okay, is this the only message? Maybe. Okay, that's cool. I also get like a feeling of step out of your comfort zone, North Node. Let me read a message on healthy ego. I actually pulled this up on ChatGTP probably months ago at this point, and I actually just read it the other day. So all right, let me see here. Before I read the message on this card. All right. The ego, in moderation, can serve beneficial purposes in various aspects of life. Here are instances where the ego can be beneficial. Okay? Self-confidence and assertiveness, motivation and ambition, personal identity and individuality, protection and survival, adaptability and resilience, setting healthy boundaries, creativity and innovation, and accountability and responsibility. A healthy ego is about balance. My motto, life is about balance. Okay? It involves having a sense of self-worth and identity without veering into arrogance or selfishness. Balance. It enables individuals to navigate life with confidence, determination, and resilience while respecting themselves and others. Okay? So our ego in healthy form is for us to be confident, to know who we are, to understand that we are valuable, we hold ourselves, we honor ourselves. Self-love is knowing your worth, but it's honoring your worth. You know, we can say all day what we are, but how do we act? How do we actually show up? What do we do when nobody's looking? What do we do behind closed doors? And this is a year where a lot of the things that we do behind closed doors are coming out in the open. So you're starting to see like who's doing the work and who hasn't been doing the work. You know, you're starting to see like this is what you've been spending your time on. You know, we're starting to see like the things are coming out of the closets. The things are, people's skeletons are coming out. And that's what this year is here to do. And, you know, and hopefully those folks who have to be exposed that way, will learn and they'll do better. And maybe, you know, they'll save someone else who may be going down the same path. They'll inspire someone to do better or get help now or learn or heal. Okay? I'm here to encourage us to heal because I know how powerful the energy is when you allow your challenges to teach you to grow. And once you learn the lesson and you apply the lesson, I can almost guarantee you will move forward. There will be things that you will manifest much more quickly than others because you'll be carrying your own karma, your own crap, but you could be also carrying the weight of your parents. You could be carrying the weight of your grandparents, great-grandparents, like your bloodline, okay, comes with something. And so a lot of us are here breaking those cycles and curses and patterns off of our families. We're breaking certain cycles off of our children so that the things that we or our parents had to deal with, our children aren't. okay, or won't. It won't even be something they've seen. So it won't be something that they know. Not saying we're hiding it from them, but it just it it won't be something they experience. Okay. All right. Let's see what this Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. So we're being encouraged to move forward, but to not let our pride get in our way. Oh, excuse me. All right, Leo. Okay. Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. Have you been letting your pride become an obstacle? Is the question you're asking based on your ego, or is it from your heart? Or is it from your heart? Leo energy is all about the heart. Think of the big-hearted king of the jungle, the lion. Its energy is magnificent, but when it's combined with the rush of the full moon, it can become over the top. This card may have come to you because you need to end a deadlock that has developed. More love and thoughts for the greater good are the solution to this dilemma. If you've not been doing as you would be done by lately, hold on. If you've not been doing as you would be done by lately, so basically I guess it means if you're not treating folks the way you want to be treated, this is the time to find balance between your own needs and the needs of the people around you. This will help all your relationships. Okay, attune to the moon. Be magnificent without being plain too much. Be magnificent without being plain too much. Okay, yeah. So don't overdo it. Additional meanings for this card. Self-esteem is good, vanity is not. Everyone is equally important. Creative urges should be followed. Work some magic. A friendship may be ending now. The teaching. When the full moon comes in Leo, it can be a wonderfully bright time where people feel more confident to show the world their talents and assets. That's the upside of this lunation and of this card, no matter when you pull it. However, take note that the Leo full moon combination creates a sort of tension between your needs and the needs of the people in your networks. Leo full moon is a time to release pride. Okay, so we're moving into a new moon in Scorpio. That is allowing us to embrace change and be confident. And we're being encouraged and, forewarned to not get too cocky, okay? And to make sure that we are balancing out our needs with the needs of those around us. All right. What else? Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and pull a Rumi, and then we can wrap this up, honestly. But I think this is pretty straightforward. So, Halloween is here. We have this full moon. New moon rather. And so we release pride and we manifest confidence and balance, confident balance. We're able to show up for ourselves and show up for others. So you may have to be in a space where you're learning to say no, right? You're learning to say no when it comes to looking out and loving on yourself more. And You're also learning how to show up for others to the capacity that works for you. So like you may not, you stop overdoing it. You stopped just, you kind of meet folks where they are, or you give folks what they give to you. I know, and I'm not a tit for tat kind of person, but I do think that all relationships have to be a give and take. I don't think it's you do one, I do one. I don't think it's like that all the time. It could be different areas where it bounces back and forth. The different areas where it may bounce back and forth over an extended period of time. But I do think that there should be some type of exchange. I guess people say that a lot of things in life are transactional, or relationships are transactional. And when you go into partnership and agreement with a person, whether it be a friendship, a business relationship, you do have to be able to look out for that person. Like, it can't be a one-sided relationship, or at least if it is, it's not going to last long, right? Because at some point, somebody's going to want or need to feel loved. And if you feel like you're giving and giving and giving, and then when your cup is empty, you can't get it back, then you know that that's not for you, right? And sometimes we'll stay in things like that. And I'm going to start to share more of my story as to how I have learned certain lessons in relationships, love relationships, even family and friends. And I've learned that when I've taken the lesson, and I can almost tell you what I've learned from almost each relationship, at least the first lesson, and when I've applied it, what it has brought into my life. And I have on my website a little blurb about, my story as to at least what I could put in that space that I had there. It's under MiSpotHealing.com, MiSpot with an I. That's MiSpot healing.com, MiSpotHealing.com. And you go down to my story. And my story, I just kind of share, a little bit about, like I was talking about, like what I've learned in relationships, and how I ended up becoming certified in Reiki and spiritual hypnotherapy, coaching, and what else? And I'm forgetting something. Oh, intuitive energy healing. So we got a few of these that came out. And these cards. Ooh, okay. These cards have very long messages, but I'm going to try to read some of them. So we have number 4, the Cloak of Christ. Okay. I hope this comes out. Like, it looks really fuzzy. Number 16, from nothing to everything. If that doesn't look like a transformation, I don't know, like walking into a new, like I said, a new timeline. So that's breaking down to a 7. So there's protection here. There's completion, divine completion. 24, resplendent with grace. Breaking down to a 6. Intuition, third eye energy. And then number 31, commitment. Okay, more protection. And then the 4s are on the outside of these. So there's definitely like a protection around this transformation, around this ascension, this movement forward, this growth, this change. Okay? So we got here the Whirling Goddess, number 30. And then Star Mother Arrakis, number 23. So let me just read a few of these and try to get the message across. I love these cards, but they can take a while. But it seems like, so we are being encouraged to move towards love, okay? Whether it be more love with ourselves, or opening ourselves up to love around us, the connections around us. I'll say being more present in the connections around us, intentionally setting out to be more present in relationships. And I'm not saying you have to go exhaust yourself, but to me, it could be a simple thing of, hey, I thought about you and I just wanted to check and see how you was feeling. Or, hey, I miss you, or I want to see you, or let's go to dinner, or what you doing? You want to go for a walk? Like things that just kind of, the little things, being a little more support, like kind of stepping our support game up a little bit. But like I said, balancing out that energy of loving ourselves. So there's definitely a heart chakra opening and awakening here, which reminds me, real quick sidebar, after the first of the year, I'll be kicking off like it's going to be a combination of things, but I'm looking for like 10 women to get together twice a week. We'll probably, maybe 3 times, but we'll definitely talk on like Tuesdays and Wednesdays, or Wednesdays and Thursdays, and we'll connect, we'll ground. We will talk about various topics in spirituality. We'll talk about traditional, what our past and backgrounds could be for traditional spirituality or religion even, and what we could be moving into to kind of add to our practice. I would love to talk about, because I think sometimes there's some kind of guilt, at least for me, like pulling cards or doing different things where some, I know, my ancestry may call witchcraft. And I truly know, this is how I look at it. Everything is about intention. And I think that when these things are nothing but tools. How I interpret it is still how I interpret it. I could sit here and tap in and see things and still interpret it. It's all about intention. And you don't have to use these things when you're tapped in. When you're tapped in, you hear and see things very clearly. And when we continue to do the work and get deeper and deeper and elevate our consciousness higher and higher, becoming more and more aware, you get the downloads so quickly and so fast that this is just a confirmation. And you see it, you'll see it. And so I'm really more here to guide us to reconnect to our higher self, giving our intuition that voice, and then giving ourselves the time and space and opportunity to trust it, and move in the direction of it, and allow it to show us what life can do, or what it can do for us in our lives. Okay. So I don't mean to offend anybody because I totally get it. But all this is a tool. I could take the Bible and I could drop it on a page and read whatever scripture the page falls on, and I would consider that a message. It's kind of the same thing. All about intentions, all about using it to elevate, not to manipulate, not to try to play God, not to try to, I don't know, all the things that people do. But we are all constantly manifesting. And whether you're manifesting something for love and light, or whether you're manifesting something for the dark, we are constantly manifesting day in, day out. So you can call it whatever kind of witchy or whatever you want to call it, but all of us are constantly manifesting, and it just depends on what you are manifesting. And like I said, it doesn't have anything to do with any of this. All right, this and your thought is powerful enough. Okay. All right. So the cloak of Christ, number 4. I wonder if this is one that I have highlighted. I don't think I have. Nope. All right. In the school of humanity, when you become intimate with God, you reside on the King's throne and teach the angels the nature of the divine. Rumi. My sacred brother, who shares my heart and yours, beating as one in harmony with the great unending love, brings you the mantle of his protection. Do you imagine that there are any... Do you imagine that there is any part of your life or your body, of your soul, that is outside the realm of his divine love and protection? Offer all to him. Leave nothing cast aside. He and I together receive you absolutely without condition now. The compassion born out of our own struggles tempers the karmic weight of divine justice. Wow. We have been through the same journey you are taking now, sweet divine soul. In oneness with the divine heart, we know of your efforts and your struggles. So what is bestowed upon you now is the restoration of forgiveness, of kindness, of mercy. My sacred brother speaks to you. He shall receive your darkness and your light, the angel of your heart and the demon of your fear. Nothing is greater than my brother's love for you. Nothing is greater than my holy passion for you. Take refuge under the cloak of Christ, the mantle of my sacred brother, and know that you are held in our loving sanctuary. I'm gonna try to read this whole thing. Oh my goodness. Okay, wait. You are tired, beloved. Your soul has been ravaged inside and out, and you are succumbing to struggle that is not karmic or necessary, but a symptom of fatigue and weariness of heart, mind, body, and soul. That which plagues you, whether something specific or a general nagging malaise or anxiety you cannot quite pin down, is not as powerful as you fear. I was just saying this. You are being given a grace here and now that it may be overcome. Remember, your reactions are a symptom of your exhaustion and a sign that you need respite, sanctuary, restoration. Get your rest. They are not a sign that something must be done so much as a sign that something must be received, allowed. That something is healing, made possible through divine protection. In this instance, protection is bestowed through the cloak of Christ. This cloak is a sacred container that places your body and soul within the loving energy of the Christ consciousness. This unconditionally loving energy is not limited to the being bearing its name, but is shared by Rumi and many other holy ones. It is typified by wholeness. There is nothing within you that will cause the Christ to turn away from you, not even those parts of you that may fill you with fear, shame, guilt, or regret. He and Rumi are sacred brothers, loving and supportive of each other, and they see your soul as one of their family, one of their own. You are so loved by them both equally and without measure. Can you allow yourself to take refuge in this knowledge, to feel it not only as an idea, nourishing as that is, but as a visceral reality where you complete the sacred honoring ritual, allowing yourself to feel the peace and receive healing? The knowledge of Christ's unconditional love for you is a safe space, a place to fall into when you are struggling. It is a sacred container for your healing process, an energetic field that is stronger and more enduring than even the greatest fears or doubts. The purpose of this sacred container is to provide you with a feeling of being held, especially for those times when you are feeling that you cannot hold yourself. Sometimes we just need permission to break down, to really let go, to come apart and be disassembled, so that we can break through, be lifted up, and come together in a new, more spiritually coherent and loving form to move forward. For you, this is essential. There is a person, place, thing, or belief that has come to be like a manacle around your wrist. Manacle? Or an iron ball and leg iron preventing you from moving forward with the grace you have earned spiritually. Ball and chain. Stop. You are being empowered here to shed that. Don't hesitate. Let yourself be cloaked in the Christ energy and receive the spiritual assistance you deserve now. There is a reason for this. The unfolding of your life purpose is taking a turn for the better, and your energy is required to fuel that new life. This is particularly so if you have also drawn the oracle of passion for purpose, or intuitively feel drawn to read the message of that card and complete its accompanying sacred honoring ritual. Just remember that whenever we are asked to release something, it is because the divine wishes to fill our hearts and hands with more. Do not hold on to scraps for fear that the feast will be denied to you. Use your nose. Smell the feast awaiting you. I'm not reading these other ones. Maybe I'll put them in the description. Listen, folks. Put on your cloak of Christ, your protection, okay? Put on the armor of God before you go outside, before you step out your house. Give gratitude before your feet hit the floor. Don't let pride get in your way, okay? You are bigger than that and better than that. You don't have to be low vibrational. It's here for you. You just have to want it and want to do the work, okay? There's so much here that we haven't even touched, and it's already in our grasp. Like it's almost waiting for us. Like we could just, it's like a smorgasbord of opportunity and relationship and just an abundance and overflow of things coming in, okay, from all different sources, places. It's coming in. Allow it. Be in receive mode. Know what you deserve. Allow yourself to take your time to be present, fully present, tapping into spirit, connecting, becoming one with the universe, that wholeness, right? Allowing ourselves to feel that connection so that when we go out in the world and our bodies or our spirits reject something, you know what it feels like. That smallest vibration, that smallest like feedback and frequency, it's like an instant reaction that your body feels or your spirit feels, and it warns you. And that's your moment to show up for yourself. That's our moment to choose us, okay? Higher us, not low vibrational us. Now, if you're okay with your patterns and your loops and you're comfortable, that's your business. But if you want growth, you're tired of cycles, the same thing. You may feel like you're constantly working and you still don't have enough to pay your bills. Or you work really, really hard and you feel like you just can't get out of the bottom of the barrel. Like, listen, use your voice, okay? Use your words. You have the power, the creativity, and the ability to speak it out. And as soon as you find the courage to speak the words, the vibration will shift. It will shift. Okay? I don't really have anything else to say. It was something in here I did want to, it reminded me of definitely like a ritual. I don't know. I was thinking about Martin when he went to that temple or whatever, and he was in there with those dreadlocks, and I forgot. Was he sad that, I guess maybe they had broken up? I don't remember, but I saw that when I was reading this. But I also saw, it was a piece in here, the Christ consciousness, you know, that divinity, that higher self, that angelic self, that Holy Spirit that's in us, giving that spirit a voice, that unconditionally loving energy. Oh, when I was talking earlier about releasing low vibration and how like releasing fear, shame, guilt, and things like that, what I wanted to bring up, I had mentioned how it was clearing, you know, this year is clearing a lot of that out. So the people that have been experiencing these spirits and these feelings, behind closed doors, they're afraid, they feel shameful, they feel guilty, or they have regret. Some of them, you know, unfortunately, they're like publicly exposed or whatever, and so everyone knows how they're feeling. But even the folks who may feel like no one knows how they're feeling, I'm here to say that God is the ending and the beginning, okay? The Alpha and the Omega, and sits high and sees everything, okay? Everything that we say and do sends an energy out into the universe. And whether it's low vibrational or high vibrational, it's still seen by spirit, our spirit, the spirits of those connected to us, our ancestors. It's seen, it's not hidden. And there's a way to atone for anything that we feel that has happened, been done, or we did, in that puts us in that energy, okay? And a lot of times I've learned that oftentimes it's not even just about forgiving other people. A lot of times it's about forgiving ourselves. I feel like some crazy like vibrations, and I'm like, what? I don't know what's happening, but I don't know what's happening, but I feel vibrations. So anyway, so like, you know, I know regret it can be heavy. Depression, anxiety are not things that I want to do or deal with. But I know that typically that type of energy, at least for me, I can speak to it. And so we have to know that we're powerful enough to speak to it. And just kind of disconnect and detach from expecting a quick outcome, because you could be carrying something that, you know, it just runs deeper. It could run deeper into childhood. It can run deeper into past generations, ancestors, just what it is. And like I was saying earlier, some of us that are here to change to be the generational curse breaker and to cause the shift in our generation or in our family, or we are clearing our bloodlines, like purifying our bloodlines from that low vibrational energy. Like these things will not have these holds and strongholds over our children. Okay? So that's what it reminded me of when I read that. And then I started thinking about Martin with that cloak on. But I like the cloak. It's a head covering, you know, protecting us. It's a covering period, and it gives you a sense of, like, comfort, um, and support, like a hug, a nice hug. I think that was all I had that I wanted to mention. Oh, and when he was talking about, or here it says, the purpose of this sacred container is to provide you with a feeling of being held, especially for those times when you are feeling that you can not hold yourself. So I was talking about how, like, you may feel like you've been alone, but we know we're never alone. But you may feel like you don't really have anybody around you to really talk to about, what you're feeling, or they're not going to understand, or they're not going to speak your language, or something like that. And I was encouraging us to continue to speak to spirit, to continue to tap in deeper with spirit. Maybe you add something to your spiritual practice. Maybe you add, I don't know, it could be anything. Gratitude. I constantly go to gratitude. It's one of the easiest things. You can do it first thing in the morning. You wake up, before your feet touch the ground, you can name 1, 3, 5, 10 things that you are thankful for. Attend a sound bath session. Go sit out in the park and meditate. Just sit and breathe for 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Read a book. Watch a funny movie. Go trick-or-treating. Dress up in a costume or not. But there's just so many things that we can do to allow ourselves to feel more connected and able to move forward. Okay. Really allowing ourselves to know that we're not alone and that we have a team that we can always talk to. Okay. But I do think that there's a lot of people that are letting go of a lot of things, and some people that are carrying some of those lower vibrational, like, fears and shame and guilt, are people who are probably not speaking for themselves or speaking out or speaking up. And they sometimes need to hear that it's okay, or they have permission to let go, or that letting go is understandable, or that they're not wrong. I understand the power of agreement. That was something else I wanted to also talk about, a lesson that I picked up on this week. The reason that Mercury is the planet closest to the sun, and Mercury represents communication, is because that's the first step in any positive relationship. Any relationship that's full of growth or expansion, and I move out like that, representing the solar system and our planets, moving out from the sun. Excuse me. Mercury being the first planet, the closest rock to the sun, planet of communication. That's my rule, right? I'm ruled by Mercury. So therefore, communication and relationships is extremely important to me. One of my top love languages is words of affirmation, right? And I know that actions speak louder than words, but I also know that words are very powerful, and words become actions, okay? And then actions become habits, and then habits become character, and so on and so forth, right? So words have power. Words can cast spells, good ones, bad ones, okay? Whatever our intentions are is what they will do. That is a vibration that they will carry. And sometimes when we are locked, our throat is locked or blocked, we sometimes need to hear someone tell us that it's okay, right? Before they'll release it. And so I know that that's probably something else that people are also getting, is that clearing out and able to release it, like just getting it off of you. That's okay. I think we even talked about that in here, about a weight being lifted. Yeah. You're being empowered here to shed that. Oh, a manacle. We need to look that up. Define manacle. What the heck? I don't even know if I'm saying it right. MANACLE. Manacle. A metal band, chain, or shackle for fastening someone's hands. So like handcuffs. That's what I thought. But all right. Or an iron ball and leg iron preventing you from moving forward. So that's stuck energy. People are cutting out. Let me tell you something. I don't care what relationship it is. If you're not growing in it, you're dying in it. Okay? And it's okay for relationships to be consistent and I guess comfortable to some extent, but you should be growing in them. I pray that I grow with folks. So you should be expanding. The relationship should be elevating. Otherwise, you're going to grow out of it. And that's okay. Like, it's okay for us to grow out of people. But in order for you not to grow out of people, if somebody is continuing to grow and the other person's not, you're going to grow. That person's going to grow out of them. If you grow together, great. But communication is going to be key in any healthy relationship. Any relationship. Just not love and romance. Any relationship. Communication has to be very easy and able to flow. Okay? You have to be able to talk to somebody to have any type of decent relationship with them. All right? That's the way that you can build. You cannot build with people who can't hold up their end of the agreement. And if you are tied to something or someone or a place that keeps you bound, it keeps you stuck, it pulls you down constantly, boom, you just keep boom, just fall, just keep boom, you can't go, you are shackled, you are handcuffed, you are bound, you're in like spiritual jail. Okay, people are clearing that energy out. That is not easy. And you're probably breaking some type of generational pattern as well. Okay? It's not going to be easy, but it will be worth it. Okay? All right. I don't think I have anything else. I say always go within so you never go without. God loves you. I'm sorry. I love you, but God loves you more. And stay tuned. I'll be sharing more about the kickoff. We're going to do like a 3-week workshop, maybe 3-week something. I don't know what to call it, but we're going to do 3 weeks where we dive in. We're going to do some heart chakra healing. So if you're healing from heartbreak, healing from a situationship, I know there's that. And if you want to expand your self-love, this will be a good time for us to do that together. So I'm going to be sending that out so I can have people register. And we will get together, like I said, 2 or 3 times a week for 3 weeks. Maybe longer. Because I kind of want to do 21 days, but there'll be things we can do on the days we don't meet. But just to kind of elevate your vibration from the heart space, okay? I'm going to teach so many things about the heart, expanding it, opening it up, because that is really where our abundance lies. Once we learn how to balance that heart chakra, it's the bridge between our uppers and our lower chakras, and it allows us to reconnect to purpose, and then we can bring in that manifestation. Okay, that's what the ultimate goal is, to share my own stories of what I've learned in various experiences, relationships, and situations, and how I've been able to apply them. And I'm still here learning lessons and applying them, trying to anyway. So I'll wrap this up and we'll catch you on the next one. I know there's so many other things that I wanted to say, but it's all good. All right. Good night.